Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk exclusively and live on YouTube.com and YouTube Live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Braves Fan 95, and I am your host, Michael Flecha, alongside Anthony the Hitman Florio, the Twisted Angel, the lovely Dee Woodson, and the Phenom, Michael Bullock, making a rare appearance on the show tonight. So glad to have you guys here. As always, you know the deal. You know what we're gonna do tonight. Tonight is Smackdown Live. I got some Lucha Underground. I got some Ring of Honor news, and hopefully we'll be doing this very, in a respectful and good time. So let's start out with a 2-for-1 deal. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to knock myself out of everything tonight. I was unable to see the show. I just got back around 10:15, 10:20ish. So I haven't gotten a chance to look at the Smackdown Live. I haven't been able to skim it. So I'm going to refrain from anything. We're going to run a three-man weave in that case. And we started it off tonight with the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler cutting a promo, then interrupted by The Miz, which led to our first fight of the evening, which was two members from the former Spirit Squad, Mikey and Kenny, in a handicap match, 2-against-1 against the reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion, and the winner of the bout at the time was the IC Champion, Dolph Ziggler. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Girl MF Michael Flecha. And hello, friends. Anthony and Florio here with you for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. Delighted to have you with us. And it's great to have the whole band back together for the first time in a while. So this is definitely going to be a great show tonight. No doubt about it. All right. As you would expect, really good stuff from both guys once again. They are bringing great intensity in and out of the ring. And it is great to see the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship get the focus it deserves. Ziggler has been really good since the Ambrose feud on the mic, and Miz killed it again. Needless to say, this for me was the segment of the night as far as in-ring segments go. Now, as far as the match is concerned, 6 minutes and 43 seconds for that. Second best fight of the night for me. I'm going to give it a solid 2 stars. Solid stuff here that played into the Miz and Ziggler angle well. With Slater and Rhino making the save, I am curious to see if the former Spirit Squad members will be sticking around longer than expected. Kenny Dykstra is only 30 years old and Mikey is 33, I believe. So it's not like they are old. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. So I'm looking at a 6-man down the road with Ziggler and the tag champs going up against the Spirit Squad and the Miz in the future. So, I mean, it's great nostalgia for nostalgia purposes. It's been great to see the Spirit Squad back for that reason. But in all honesty, I never liked the gimmick. I didn't like it. I don't like it now. I didn't like it then. MF can attest to that. Back when we were doing, the Monday Night Raw thing, way back when. Back when we were doing our JR and King shticks. So that MF more than anybody. So but like I said, it's great for nostalgic purposes. So you already got my thoughts on that segment of the night as far as the promo goes. The match, second best fight of the night, hard to believe. A solid 2 stars, and we actually got to see all the match because they took a commercial break, but you notice they panned out to that little sidebar on the left-hand side, so we actually got to see the match during the commercial break for a change, which I think is phenomenal. Monday Night Raw, take note. I like to see more of that on my show, the A show, if I'm being quite honest. So with all that being said, let's throw it up now to the Phenom Michael Bullock. So, Mr. Bullock, it's all yours. That 2-for-1 deal that MF explained, Ziggler and Miz's promo, as well as Ziggler against Kenny and Mikey in that match.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I thought the segment was good for what it was. I mean, the of course Dolph Ziggler, he did get some you deserve a chance, and basically he did say we did it, and he finally won the big match, won the Intercontinental Championship. and he he said he did that. He admitted I doubted myself, but I did it, and the Miz and then the Miz and Maurice arrive, and the Miz basically said, I'm here to mourn the death of the Intercontinental Championship, and then told Ziggler, "Are you happy? It died after just 188 days. I brought prestige back to the title. That I made it the best title on SmackDown." And said, "Ziggler, you winning it is a funeral for the title's legacy because of Ziggler's mediocrity." It says, "You know what? It's not over because this is Act Two. This is where the hero overcomes unbeatable odds, and I'm that hero." And and then and Ziggler, of course, says that he was about to share something, but you know what? He was glad that the Miz was here, and he got video of Ziggler's win and Miz's sad face, and Ziggler, let's just say he mocked him for crying, and the band then basically started that you were crying, and Ziggler's like, and Miz is like, no one knows about the sacrifice that I gave to that title, and that imagine what I will do to get my title back, and I'm not done with you. And then Kenny and Mikey of the Spirit Squad arrive, and then they announce that it'll be a 2-on-1 handicap match. And as far as the match goes, I'm going to give it a solid 2 stars as well. I thought the match was good for what it was during the time, and yeah, and of course, Dolph Ziggler got the win via that super kick. And after the match was over, the Miz attacked Dolph Ziggler and laid him out with a skull-crushing finale, and looked like we were going to get a triple team. So, but Heath Slater and Rhino basically come out and make the save. So, yeah, I don't know what happens with this, but we'll wait and see. But 2 stars is my rating. So Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I would agree with the 2-star rating on the match. As far as the segment, it was good. I agree. It was like the second best segment of the night. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet and pass it back to Flecha.
All right, guys, we need to get into this. And this is unbelievable. This is a backstage moment, and normally we don't do backstage moments, but this needs to be addressed. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon were shown backstage, and they spoke about that Series is the 30th anniversary of the Survivor Series. And they talked about, and Shane talked about how SmackDown is the land of opportunity, which it is. So, why not make these in Toronto this year at the AAC, the Air Canada Center, ACC, and let's really raise the stakes. Monday Night Raw, we're going to do 3 traditional Survivor Series matches. Your 5 best Raw guys, we'll put our 5 best SmackDown guys. You put your 5 best women, we'll put our 5 best women. You'll put, and for the first time ever, well, for the first time in a long time, I know you used to love this. 10-man tag team format Survivor Series match. That's right. 5 tag teams on Raw versus 5 tag teams on SmackDown. The ball's in your court. Michael Bullock, you lead off on this. Give me your thoughts about this 3 possible mega fights for the Survivor Series.
Man, oh man! All I can say is it's about time that we got more than one traditional Survivor Series elimination match at Survivor Series. I mean, we've been begging it, we've been begging for it, and by golly, we got it. And yeah, and the first one where it's going to be a traditional 5-on-5 elimination style Survivor Series match where it'll be 5 of the best Raw superstars against 5 of the best SmackDown Live superstars, and also a 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match involving the 5 best women from Raw and the 5 best women from SmackDown Live, and then a 10-man tag team elimination style match where you have 5 of the best tag teams from Raw and 5 of the best tag teams from SmackDown Live going at it. So yeah, they really want to make this 30th edition of the Survivor Series one we'll never forget. And who will it be on both sides when it comes to the male competitors, the women, and the tag teams? Only time will tell. So I'm very excited about this, and if I know it, and I know Anthony Florio, he's got the grin of a Cheshire cat.
You damn right.
Oh yeah, as you would like to say.
Oh, my brother, testified.
Oh yeah. So I got nothing more to say. I'm damn sure excited about this Survivor Series. So Dee Woodson, your thoughts on this major announcement?
I think it's awesome. They've got enough competitors on both shows to be able to do this, and I think this is going to be a pay-per-view worth watching just for these matches right here. So I'm not going to say too much more on it. I'm going to pass it over to Florio.
Oh yeah, I've been chomping at the bits for this one. Abso-freaking-lutely love it. This may have been a backstage segment, but this was the segment of the night as far as I'm concerned. 30th anniversary of Survivor Series, I said it. I said going into it, I remember we did the review last year, and I said it. I said, did you hear what I said? I said it was going to be the 30th anniversary this time around. And what did I say they needed to do? They needed to emphasize and put the focus on what made that pay-per-view what it is, what brought it to the dance, the traditional Survivor Series elimination matches. This would be the first time since 2009 that we would have 3 in one night. The 5 best guys on SmackDown Live going up against the 5 best guys on Monday Night Raw. The 5 best women from SmackDown Live against the 5 best women from Monday Night Raw. And then the tag teams. Whoa. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. I mean, yowza. Yes. Michael Flecha, MF, you are absolutely right on this. The first 2 Survivor Series events at the old Richfield Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio, 1987 and 1988, featured the tag team elimination matches with the tag teams. Both of them were incredible. Both of them were damn near 5-star classics. That's how great they were. You got to watch them on the network or any incarnation of how you have it. Videotape, DVD, set, what have you. You got to go and watch those suckers. They were fun. And I have no doubt that this will be fun too. Now, I know we could sit here all night and, debate about who we think is going to be on the team, but I'm going to save you all a trip here because I think I've already got this figured out. Let me just give you a quick liner note. I am totally down with this. If done right, this could be fun, and it guarantees us our Survivor Series elimination matches. So that's the quick liner note. Now, as far as the brainstorming goes, let's start it off with the tag teams. I think I know how it's going to go with the tag teams. Let's start with the A show, which is Monday Night Raw, of course. You're going to have the New Day. You're going to have Anderson and Gallows. You're going to have Enzo and Cass. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw Cesaro and Sheamus in there, seeing that they're quote unquote a tag team. And then the last and final spot, I would have to begrudgingly give it to the Shining Stars. That's the only thing I can think of. I can't think of any other tag teams on Raw. Those are the 5 best that I can come up with as far as Raw is concerned. As far as SmackDown Live is concerned, you would have to imagine Slater and Rhino. You would have to think the Usos, American Alpha, the Hype Brothers, and who gets that last spot? Would it be the Ascension or would it be the Vaudevillains? I don't know. That's a tough one to call. But I think you get the idea as far as the tag team match is concerned. As far as the women are concerned, again, we start with Monday Night Raw. Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax. And the last spot, it's a toss-up. I would say would either go to Alicia Fox or the returning Emelina. That's how I think it could go for the Raw. SmackDown, of course, if she's healthy enough, you would have to imagine Becky Lynch. And you would have to think Alexa Bliss. You would have to think Nikki Bella. You would have to think Naomi. And then a conundrum. Who gets the last spot? Would it be Natalya? Or would it be Naomi, rather? Or would it be Carmella? I don't know. You can make a case for either one. And you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. As for all these matches, I think the respective champions, I wouldn't be surprised if they had the respective champions serve as the team captains for the teams. So whoever the tag team champions are on both brands going into this, don't be surprised if they're named the team captains because they're the champions. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that. So as of now, it would be Slater and Rhino for the SmackDown tag teams, and for the Raw tag teams, it would be the New Day. But that could change because we got a long way to go until November 20th. And as of now, on the others, for the women's side, don't be surprised if they have Sasha Banks or maybe even Charlotte as the captain of Team Raw, depending on who's the Raw Women's Champion going into it. And then maybe Becky Lynch could possibly be the team captain for the SmackDown side. And then as far as the men go, I think this is the year we're finally going to put the world titles on the back burner, which I think is a phenomenal idea. I've been begging for them to do this for years. If we're going to talk the A show, Monday Night Raw, who's going to be the best guy, the 5 best guys? It's simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Rusev, and I'll even throw in Chris Jericho for you. And then as far as SmackDown Live is concerned, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and then there's a conundrum. Who gets the 5th and final spot? Initially, I had thought John Cena. But remember, Cena's taking time off because he's filming his reality show, American Grit. Will he be back in time? If he is, he gets the last spot, plain and simple. If not, why don't you bring in, for my money, an MF? I know you're going to agree with this. The greatest traditional Survivor Series elimination match performer of all time, a certain Apex Predator, Randy Orton. Whoever the WWE World Champion is going into it will be the SmackDown captain, which I would assume would be AJ Styles if he holds the title going into Survivor Series. And then whoever's the Universal Champion going into Survivor Series, that would be the Raw captain. So that would be either Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Phenomenal. Absolutely love it. This is the best news I've heard in a very long time as far as WWE is concerned. Well done. They finally smartened up. They finally got their heads out of their you-know-whats. And we're finally going to have a prestige and a prestigious feel to Survivor Series. About damn time. We've been waiting forever for this. 3 traditional Survivor Series matches, all Raw versus SmackDown. Sign me up. There ain't going to be no sweep. It's one brand's going to win 2. The other brand's going to win 1. Raw's going to win 1. SmackDown's going to win another. And then I think it comes down to the men's match. That's going to be the main event of this show. That, and then you couple those 3 Survivor Series matches with the rumored match between Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Yowza. Do I even have to say anything else? If you want to debate with me about the brainstorming I just came up with, feel free. Or if not, MF, let's just move on. How do you follow that? I dare you.
We'll save that when we get to Survivor Series. We just wanted to get our thoughts, but now the question is, Monday Night Raw, do you got the guts to accept it?
Oh, they will. They will, Mr. SmackDown. They will.
We'll wait and see, because Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon threw one heck of a salvo right at Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley. So, guys, clock now. You got on the clock. Give me your answer. We'll be waiting. We'll wait, and if and when they do accept, then we'll start the 5 on all these matches are going to be. But we'll get into that at another time. All right. So, also was back to SmackDown Live. We had a match. Carmella 101 against Naomi. And the winner of the match was Naomi. She beat Carmella. All right. So I let Bullock lead off on the big announcement. So, Dee Woodson, you are our women's wrestling extraordinaire. So, give me your thoughts about this match. Did you like it? Did you not like it? The floor is yours.
It left a bitter taste in my mouth. It was not. It was not up to par with the women's matches they've had in the past. So, I really don't have a rating for it because, if I remember right, it was a short match. Yeah, I think it was like 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So it was a short match. And then, you had Nikki Bella that came out to distract Carmella. And then we had the infamous roll-up pin. I mean, it's just, for me, it was a ho-hum diva fight. I did not really enjoy it. It was not something that I would write home about. And I'm trying not to go on a too major of a rant with this, but I mean, I could. So, Florio, I'm just going to go pass it to you.
I'm right there with you, Dee Woodson. The women on SmackDown Live are going through some hard times right now, and that's because of the unfortunate injury / medical condition on Becky Lynch. They're really starting to feel it over there. And this match, yeah, this was not good. I agree with Dee Woodson on that. For me, it's no rating to a dud here. 2 minutes and 55 seconds, one of the worst fights of the night. Not my favorite finish, but it worked here. They gave Naomi the win over Bliss at No Mercy, so she couldn't lose here. Carmella and Nikki Bella has been ongoing, and Carmella has beaten Nikki and cost her matches. So this was payback. Plus, they have also pushed the fact that Naomi and Nikki are friends. The match was solid for the time given, but I can't, in good conscience, give this a rating. It's no rating to a dud. And like I said, the SmackDown Women's Division is really feeling the absence of Becky Lynch. But perhaps, maybe this will give enough time to others to make them feel more important in the long run. Maybe there is a silver lining. I hope so. So we'll see. So no rating to a dud. One of the worst fights of the night. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, this was an absolute dud. One of the worst fights of the night. You guys pretty much touched on it. I'm not going to really get into any more on this crapola. And yeah, I do agree. The Becky Lynch injury really hurts them. And until she comes back, the women's division on SmackDown is really gonna feel the effects, and not in a good way. So, dud. Let's just move on, Fletch.
The earliest return that we're hearing about Becky Lynch's return is November 8th. On that night, she will put the WWE SmackDown Women's title on the line against Alexa Bliss. So for all you fans out there that are wondering, Becky will be back, but you're going to have to wait about a month for her to make her return. But Glasgow, Scotland, get ready, guys. You're going to have a fiery, sexy redhead that's got SmackDown gold around her waist. She's going to be putting that belt on the line in your country against Alexa Bliss on 8th. If that is confirmed, and this was one thing that was brought up by Daniel Bryan, if that is true, that this is accurate, that means she would be back in time of the Survivor Series squad. Now, as captain or one of the 5, we'll wait and see. All right, so go into the next fight of the night, which was a one-on-one match. It was Chad Gable, one member of the American Alphas. Yes, he was ready, willing, and Gable. And he went up against new attitude, new look. Oh, man. Jimmy Uso from the Uso Brothers, the winner of the bout. Jimmy Uso, he won it. All right. So, with that said, I give it up to Anthony Florio, my friend. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, another short but solid match to continue the feud between the two teams. The Usos continue to cheat, and that allows them to keep staying one up on the young upstarts. Another no rating to a dud here, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Don't worry, we're going to get to the money stuff between these two teams down the road. I still feel it. And like I said, you can fully expect both of these teams to be a part of that Survivor Series match coming up. But Alpha and the Usos is going to be fantastic when they get around to having a long-term feud. The Usos continue to embrace their heel roles, but to finish that match looked really weak and made everyone involved look kind of silly. Trying to do didn't quite come off right, and it didn't offer any additional leverage for his brother, despite that being the intentions. So, even though it was solid, again, no rating to a dud here because of the shortness of it. So, really nothing left for me to say here except Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, this was another dud for me. I mean, yeah, too short for my liking. I mean, yeah, the match was fine for what it was, but it just left a bitter taste in my mouth. I mean, but I do like how they're continuing to build the Usos as these badass heels, especially with their new attitude, and of course Jimmy Uso, of course, winning with the roll up, and and Jay, of course, gave him some help on the floor so to steal the win. So yeah, so really got nothing more to say. I'm just gonna give it to Dee Woodson now.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. There's just no rating. I mean, it was 5 minutes shorter than the women's match. It just, it was not too great of a match. I mean, of course, the Usos cheating, trying to make their selves look like even better heel. But in my opinion, the first stand of them as heels was a lot better than what this one is coming up as heels, because they don't seem like they're even into it, to being these heels characters that much. But it just, I mean, the match itself, for what it was worth, I mean, I guess the match itself would be okay, but it just was not worth a rating. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys. And then we got into a 2-for-1 affair. It was the WWE World Champion, AJ Styles. He basically cutted a promo just to solidify himself about why he was the best guy out there, the WWE World Champion. and then gets interrupted, of all people, James Ellsworth. Now, you're thinking, why is James Ellsworth out here? And what is this funny, haha, whatever? So, James Ellsworth gets an opportunity, goes one-on-one with AJ Styles, and in the biggest upset of SmackDown Live's history, the winner of the bout is James Ellsworth. He beats the WWE World Champion AJ Styles. What? Oh my God. Michael Bullock, it's all yours.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, even after seeing it myself. But yeah, starting off with the promo, I thought it was fine for what it was. I mean, of course, bragging, saying that the champ was here and that he beat John Cena and Dean Ambrose at the same time. That was phenomenal, and that he was slamming the crowd, saying that he knows that they lived through him, but there is only room for him on the bandwagon. So go and cheer for John Cena. He's too busy trying to be Kelly Ripa's co-host. And then he said, you know what? Why don't you just cheer for Dean Ambrose? But you know what? He's a lunatic loser. So he says, you know what? I'd rather just talk about myself. And that I beat both John Cena and Dean Ambrose. And then he says, you know what? I may want to take the night off, but I won't. Now I'm going to give somebody an opportunity. Dean Ambrose arrived, and then Ambrose says, you know what? You love taking the easy way out, and I had you beaten, and yeah, and then AJ Styles says, you know what? I overcame an impossible situation. And Ambrose said, you know what? I'm not going to let anybody on the roster leapfrog me for a title shot. And then Styles says his opponent wasn't even on the roster. And then, of all people, James Ellsworth comes out. Styles says, you know what? He was set to be my partner. Then Miz attacked him. So I'm going to give him an opportunity in a non-title match. Ambrose says, you know what? I want to be at ringside for this. And AJ Styles says, you know what? I don't want James to be distracted. And he says, you know what? Hit the showers, Ambrose. Then Daniel Bryan showed up, and he makes the match because he is a huge James Ellsworth fan. And he says it's right now, but Dean Ambrose is the special guest referee. And as far as the match goes, I'm going to go 3.5 stars as my rating on the match. I mean, the reason why I'm giving it, the unpredictability of this. I mean, we were all thinking, yeah, AJ Styles is going to have no problem with but let's just say Dean Ambrose, let's just say he had a little role in James Ellsworth getting the win, of course, hitting him with the dirty deeds and then pulling him over, getting the win. So, yeah, I do agree. This is the biggest upset in SmackDown Live history. And, yeah, I mean, if you're an AJ Styles fan, you're probably quoting Gorilla Monsoon right now saying, this is a miscarriage of justice. So, that's what they're
Michael
probably...
Bullock, I need to cut in. And guys, you can jump in if you guys want. I just went on the Twitter of Daniel Bryan's, and he has just announced next week on SmackDown Live, James Ellsworth is getting a WWE World Title match. That's right, you heard it. James Ellsworth versus AJ Styles for the WWE title next Tuesday night on SmackDown Live.
Holy crap. Never would have... I mean, Well, that's what a victory over the world champion will get you. And now, James Ellsworth is going to get the opportunity of a lifetime to battle for the WWE World Championship next week. So, yeah, so 3 to 3.5 stars is my rating for the match, just because of the unpredictability. So, Dee Woodson, what is your thoughts on all this?
Well, in my opinion, the segment was a lot better than the match, because pretty much the match wasn't a match. It was more like just, storyline or angle or whatever to just cement, AJ in the role that he's in of being the heel, and Ambrose and his supposedly owning him, as he said in the promo. But James getting a title shot, I'm not too sure about that one. I don't even know where to even think about or start a comment on that one. I guess we'll just have to wait and see next week how that comes out, because I don't think James will come out of winning it without his good buddy being the referee like he was tonight. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So I'm keeping it short and sweet. Match I'm not going to rate, so it's yours, Florio.
Dee Woodson, I 100% agree with you. You are exactly right. Michael Bullock, you severely overscored this bout, unbelievably. But it's your opinion, and I'm not going to bash you for it. No match rating, because it was really more of an angle than an actual match. But before I get into that, as far as the segment was, Styles was really great there, rubbing it in the face of everyone how he retained his title and coming off as a smarky heel. Ambrose was also really good, and the Ellsworth thing works because that little guy has a cult following. So, oh yeah, you remember Michael Flecha, MF talked about this some time ago, about how there was a petition about how James Ellsworth should have gotten an Intercontinental match with The Miz some time ago. Now, as far as the match or whatever that was concerned, Dee Woodson, you hit it right on the head. I 100% agree with you. No match rating, because it was really more of an angle than an actual match, with Ambrose constantly messing with AJ. In terms of Ambrose messing with the champion and getting some revenge, it worked. But it felt way too long to me. And while I get what they did and why they did it, and more importantly, how they pulled it off, I am not a huge fan of angles like this where the champion loses to a nobody. I didn't hate it. Understand that. I get why they did it. I just didn't love it. And as far as this guy getting a world title match against the phenomenal one, yeah, you got your moment in the sun this week, but next week, the phenomenal one is going to take it back, and he's going to successfully defend the WWE World Championship. Because God forbid if they put the title on this guy, oh my goodness, social media is going to explode,
and not in a good way.
Oh, well, I'm going to explode and not in a good way. But social media.
This guy's his media darling.
He's got a cult following, like I said.
He's got a cult following, Michael Bullock. I disagree. I think the internet will explode, and they're going to be celebrating if James Ellsworth, a virtual unknown, becomes the champion.
Well, they may be celebrating in a good way, but me and Anthony, no, we're going to explode Absolutely in a bad way.
I channel my inner JBL. JBL was hysterical on commentary during that. He said it was the robbery of the century. I 100% agree with that. And oh, by the way, if we were doing the heel commentary, I would have thrown in my inner Jesse Ventura, and I would have called that an atrocity, the biggest atrocity I ever saw.
He said this was the highway robbery of the century. Imagine what would you call it if he does win the world title?
The biggest mistake. You really want to give a cult
a Hammanager
jabroni with a cult following? I mean, I get that he has a cult following. I get that. Nothing personal. It's just that who would you rather have as your face of the company, that guy or a proven wrestler who is the first and only wrestler to win the Grand Slam of World Heavyweight Championships, NWA, TNA, IWGP, WWE. I'd rather go with that guy. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm sending a message to them right now. If they put this belt around this ham and egger jabroni, I'm channeling my inner phenom. I'm going on a phenom rant, and I am getting my shovel out.
Well, you'd have to get in line, Bull. You'd have to get behind me. That's all I can say about that, because I will go on a Jesse the Body Ventura rant, and you don't want that, especially not on the Cerebral Smackdown.
Yeah, where was Braun Strowman when you need him so he can squash this ham and egger jabroni?
That's a great question. I don't know. So that's all there is to say on that. The segment with AJ was phenomenal. The match, no match rating. You already got my reasoning. We'll get more into this next week. So, MF, let's just move on.
All right, guys, and we're going to move on. Our main event for the evening, it was a tag team match. Randy Orton and the Monster Kane against the Wyatts. Luke Harper and winners of the bout was the Wyatt family. They get the job done in this main event of the evening. And who leads off here? I kind of lost train of thought
Dee Dee
here.
Woodson
I
leads
believe it goes to Dee Dee Woodson. All right. So, Dee Dee, front and center, my dear. Main event of the evening.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, at least this one was worth talking about. I mean, the bout was about 10 minutes and 35 seconds. So I'll give it about 2.5 star rating. The match I thought was, fairly good. I was just a little confused about when the lights went out and Kane disappeared, and we still don't know exactly what happened to him or anything. So, because that definitely threw Randy off his game, and so, but yeah, like I said, I'm keeping it short and sweet, so I'm going to give it 2.5 stars because I know you guys will cover a lot more on there. So I'm going to toss it over to Florio.
By default, this is the fight of the night. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars for the rating. Solidly worked main event until the flat finish with Wyatt shenanigans. I'm glad he's getting wins, but I'd love to see the guy get a clean win over someone of importance one day soon, so I can actually not only care about him, but also take him seriously. So that's really all I can say on that. I mean, everybody has caught on to people sliding under the ring at this point, right? I mean, was that a big shocking reveal to anyone? What is the purpose of this story? I don't understand anyone's motivation. Honestly, it's the worst thing on SmackDown Live, and the writers are giving it a lot of time and mileage due to the lack of star power on the show. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, the whole angle is an albatross at this point. So, but I will begrudgingly give it fight of the night honors here. So 2.5 stars. That's really all I can give it. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on the main event?
Yeah, 2.5 stars is my rating. I mean, it was a solid main event, but I just did not get the ending with Kane disappearing once the lights went out. So, yeah, I'm so confused about that. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. So 2.5 stars. Yeah. So let's get to our overall thoughts on this edition of SmackDown Live.
Anthony Florio, you lead off.
Even though the wrestling was weak on this show, the promo segments and the big Survivor Series announcement alone is why I'm going to give this show a 7 out of 10. In a way, SmackDown feels a bit like the Island of Misfit Toys, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. They're seemingly making things work in 2016. Slater and Rhino, the return of the Spirit Squad, they're making them work. And like I said, while the wrestling was very weak on the show, the promos from Miz, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose were all very strong, and the show remains focused. That's the key word, the focus. But of course, what really did it for me, the Survivor Series announcement, that to me was far and away the highlight of this show. That's how I feel about it. So 7 out of 10 for me. So that's really all I can give it. So now we have some interesting things, and they announced 3 matches for SmackDown Live next week. Of course, we already know about AJ Styles and James Ellsworth for the WWE World Championship. We're also going to get a rematch from No Mercy with Alexa Bliss against Naomi. And we're also going to get another return match from No Mercy. Jack Swagger going to go up against Baron Corbin. So Denver, Pepsi Center, brace yourselves. You're going to be in for another interesting night next Tuesday night. So 7 out of 10 for me. That's my story. I'm sticking it to it as the man tells it like it is. So Michael Bullock, let's get your overall thoughts on this edition of SmackDown Live tonight.
I disagree with that rating. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. And I mean, yeah, the promo segments, I mean, were good, were really good. I mean, especially that announcement. It was just that the matches were just so weak tonight. I mean, I was expecting so much more out of it, but because of the short matches, I can't go 7 out of 10. I'm sorry, I just can't. So yeah, so 5 out of 10 is my rating for it. So I know some people are going to disagree with me on it, but I don't care. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. So Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
I'm going to meet you both in the middle and go 6 out of 10. Just because we had some good segments and a couple of matches that was newsworthy, but that's probably about as high as I'll go because, this was not, out of all, the shows I've actually got to see from the days that I haven't worked, this one was not one that I want to write home about. It's not one that, I felt was even worth my time to watch tonight. So that's about it for me. And I'm heading out because I have an early morning to get up for. So see you guys next Tuesday.
All right. Have a great night, Dee Woodson. All right. So we're going to move on to the Mikey's Mindset, and we're going to get into Ring of Honor news. Ring of Honor this week, again, it's a lot about the base brawl event that was in Brooklyn, New York, home of the Cyclone area. The Brooklyn Cyclones. If you did, I actually did give you guys all of the results of that show a couple of weeks back. They actually, I revealed all the results from it. However, they did do some of the fights here. One of the big fights of the night was the triple threat match for the Ring of Honor World Championship, which was Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal versus Toshiba, and Adam Cole did win that belt that night and kept the Ring of Honor World title in his possession. There was really nothing else that really stood out about the show. Basically, it's more of a wrap-up and everything else. But I do want to let you guys know what I'm going to do from now on, and to be fair to you guys, because of the fact that they always do a re-airing of the show every Wednesday night on Comet, which is the national syndicated, because we have a newer episode every Saturday on NBC 10. And I feel like I'm doing a little bit of a disservice to you guys because I'm spoiling that show ahead of time instead of giving you guys the breakdown. So what I'm going to do is live. Of course, Lucha Underground is always Wednesday nights. There's always a new episode. I'll give you the results of that show, the result on the show on Comet, and I will withhold all information for the next show on that Saturday because, like I said, they are 1 week ahead out of everybody else. So if you got Comet on your televisions, you're going to get that from now on. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be balanced. So Lucha Underground, comment, and I might bring in NXT. I'm flirting about bringing NXT to the fold because I was working with NXT a little bit during my time off when Lucha Underground was away. I did flirt with NXT a little bit, so I might do NXT again. So I might give you a true Mikey's mindset with 3 because there is no RWA, there's no RICW for the time being. So, and I really like to give you at least 3 shows on my Mikey's mindset to fill out the remaining time. So that's what I'm going to probably do from now on. So that's going to start next week. But this week, let's get into Lucha Underground, boys. And we got the baddest biatch in Lucha Underground and one of the sexiest in Lucha Underground. Thank God Dee Dee Woodson is gone. She probably wouldn't be tearing me a new one. Ease went one-on-one with Mariposa. The winner of the bout was Eva Lee's, man. That was a really good match. Truly one of my it was a great match. All right. So, second fight of the night was okay, it's a best of 5 series. It is Cage going one-on-one with Tejano Jr. And the winner of that tournament or the winner of the series gets what they call the ultimate opportunity. What's that ultimate opportunity? Well, Dario Cueto must give us that, and we'll find out sooner rather than later. So, Cage won the first fight, which went down about a couple of weeks ago. That was fight number 1. Number 2 was on this episode, and the winner of the bout and now has a 2-0 series lead, the machine they call Cage. He won the match. Main event of the evening, the monster, Matanza Cueto, with his brother, Dario Cueto, and they put up the Lucha Underground World title on the line against Prince Puma, the winner of the bout, and still Lucha Underground World Champion, the monster, Matanza Cueto. Fight of the night, unbelievable main event of the evening. My rating for this show, another 8 out of 10. Great job, guys. And I can't wait because tomorrow is another episode of Lucha Underground. Not wait. All right. So, guys, that's it. We're done. We're done for the night. So, Thursday night, College Football Thursday. Anthony Florio will host on the Tone 25. We got ourselves a big lineup of college football action. The power poll will come right at you. Then, Friday night is NFL Friday. NFL Fridays. Anthony Florio hosts that on the Tone 25. We'll recap versus Chargers. That's our Thursday night game. We got all the remaining action of the NFL week, which is week number 6, I believe. So week 6. Oh man, we're flying by this season already. So week 6, and then of course the power rankings as always. No show. We got nothing for the weekend. We finally get to rest. We finally get to recharge our batteries. Monday night, Ridiculously Raw. Anthony Florio hosts on the Tone 25, and we're gonna find out if Monday Night Raw answers the call that SmackDown laid out on them tonight. And then 1 week from tonight, right back here, Phrase Fan 95 for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. We got SmackDown. We got Lucha Underground, and I might bring NXT. I'm debating about it if I should or not. If I do, I'll bring it at that point. Until then, that is it, guys. For Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, for Dee Dee Woodson, I'm Mike Flecha. You know the routine, hugs and hand pounds. We're out. So long for now. We'll see you guys on Thursday night. Now.